Should we make a draw about it? It's like it's not a winner's spot. I haven't got it. Actually, I'm not allowed to. Right now, but I put the request to stick. Right. What do we do? Do you want to make a draw?
Probably we should draw that.
Yeah, it's an honest question.
Vi lægger dem her.
So now the advanced division is
Er du klar?
Ja, også dig.
Ja. Skal vi have 5 ud? Kan vi have 5%? Nå, jeg har nemlig næsten ikke. I'll have a look in here.
Yeah, thank you.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem with the screen at all.
Okay, that's okay.
So you don't change now? Yeah. Before people get to come in. Perfect. Nå, jeg tror, de er alle sammen. Mark, du skal sidde her i runde 5. Ja, 16. Yeah, because no, but I wrote the wrong names. You can see. So I just asked them to swap.
Oh, good.
But then somebody would scale the light volunteer, which is like a worth a point, I would say.
Yeah, it's okay.
So this is your view. I'll just check the sound.
Okay, hello. Here we are at the Nordic Open. Here we are at the Nordic Open watching a match between two great players. We have Elias Kritikos on the right hand side, playing for Norway, Norwegian nationality, playing Jansari from the UK. Yeah, you can hear hear the dice rolling. Players are ready to get started. Handshake. So this is the first round of the Nordic Open 2018. Already two big guns meeting in this first round match. Of course, this will be a tournament for people with stamina. Because it looks like you will have to win at least like 10 out of 12 matches to make a chance to win this thing. We had a pretty standard opening here, a 3-1 opening, a split, 3-2 split. I thought the correct way to split was minor split, splitting with a 2 and playing 13-10. Okay, Elias chose the other split. He was hit and now jumped out. 5-4 hits again. So I'm by myself here in Copenhagen in this little studio which Karsten Bredal set up for you viewers at home. Probably 3 viewers, maybe 4, which is far away from the 4,000 we had in mind, but maybe later in the tournament more viewers will come. So Elias is pondering this checker play here. I'm not sure this is right. I think 11-6 might have been correct. 3 checkers back versus 2 and a weaker board. Paul McGrill's criteria for safe versus bold would argue for playing 10-6, but maybe he thought it was too inflexible and too ugly. He has the same option. He can run from the back. And this is probably correct. Of course, you leave a direct 6. But in order to hit, Raj would have to give up his valuable golden anchor. No such choices here. He has a double 5 to play. Most people would, without thinking too much about it, make 2 points in board, point on the ace, and make the 3. Voilà, there was probably a second option which Raj briefly considered but rejected. It's a great shot. A 1 in 12 shot from the bar. 2-6 or 4-4 were the hitting numbers. If we're talking the blot on the 8 point. Now Raj has 10 hits. Well, more, excuse me. He has 5s and 6s that hit. Which looked to me to be something like 19 shots, because double 6 misses. 19 shots, which could be gammonish with 2 blots. So high volatility, but I'm not sure about these things here. Of course, if you roll one of those hitting numbers and your opponent dances, you have probably lost your market. So what do we have? We have 10 6s that hit. Oh yes. And then of course 5 6s duplicated. So it's only 17 hits. Still, that's almost 50% and high volatility. Raj decides to wait. Here's one of those 17 numbers. I hope it's 17. So now, of course, should Elias dance, we probably would see a cube. No dance, and now he plays the, voila. Now he has to button up, clean up his blots, and play with a single checker back. White's board is way too strong to leave multiple blots. Wow. I think I would make the 8 and jump out with a 6 play 22-16. I think that's like my first play. Raj, of course, is a better player than I am, so he may see things which escape me. Of course, once again, if you use the criteria by Paul McGrill, safe versus bold, white is completely justified in playing boldly here, because he has a much stronger board, he has way more checkers back. See, that's his, I'm glad. That's the play I would make. Great, well, I'm happy that we agreed on that one. 4-2, of course, you can hit, but I think that making the 4-point is way more important. You unstack those two ugly stacks, and if you hit, you cannot take your checker to safety. But I may be wrong, but I don't think so. No. For me, making the 4-point is pretty obvious. I wouldn't think too long about it. 5s, no hit. And not easy to play, I would say. 16-6 looks like 2 5s to me. But then, wow. Ooh. We don't have a pip count, so I will have to do a quick one if I wanted to be sure. It looks like 80, I'm not sure, 120. Hard to say. Yeah, jumping out is certainly an option. That looks like a good play to me. I think the race is important, but there's not much else. You can play 16-6 and then 13-3, but that kills a checker, doesn't look very nice to me. Here I would run all the way and hope you survive the ace and the 10, 13 shots. 95, 127 for black, 54, 65, 93, 95, and 119 for white. So black is behind in the race, believe it or not, about 8 pips. So white wants to run here. So white has a little race advantage, if I can trust my quick pip count. And 13 shots. Aces plus 6-4. Still not enough, according to Raj. What do you do with your last 2 aces? Step up in the back, create an extra builder. That's what he does. Bringing a nice spare to the 6-point, creating more point-making numbers in board. Aces. Okay, here's a cube coming, and I think you cannot take it anymore. Counting the race once again, 84, 109, 130, 109, 141 I think for black, 141, 55, 83, 85, 91, 115. So a decent race lead for white. Escaping the last checker followed by a dance is definitely market loss. Making another point in board is definitely market loss. I think there was a cube here, but maybe Raj is playing this position as too good. I think the XG will flag this as a double. See if Elias dances now, it will be a clear drop. But Raj is playing on now. 6-5 brings one, I think brings one to the 5 point. Raj now has 3 builders for both the 4 and the deuce point. Elias comes in, still in pass territory, of course. Raj still pondering a cube, but still playing on. The problem with playing on is how much risk can you take with the cube in the middle, like here. I would be tempted to hit loose. Of course, hitting loose with the 4 generates more gammons, but it could also mean a swing in fortune. So cautious cube handling, I would say, by Raj here. Of course, the advantage of not cubing too early is that you can always cube later. This, according to me, is still a big pass. So Raj decides to cash this game after all. So tentative first game. Some tricky checker plays involved. And Raj, the player with the challenging cube decisions. Okay, we have a 1-0 lead. Elias plays 2 down with a 5-2 opening, which is a little aggressive. It's fine. Elias, of course, I forgot if he was last year's winner or finalist, losing finalist. Raj, of course, won the Nordic tournament in 2016. So 2 players who have been in the latter stages of tournaments. And now they are facing each other here in the first round of this tournament. The format of the tournament is that you can lose twice and still win the tournament. So you have 3 lives, as they say. And this is the first round. Still pretty crucial, I would say, to win your first round match. Okay, Raj wants a 4 here. He doesn't get it. And it's a bit, yeah, the 6 is pretty, well, obvious, I was going to say, but suddenly I can see that you can either come out or you can play 13-7. It's a decision. It's clearly a decision. Okay, I give no opinion on this one. I probably would have gone wrong by playing 13-7. Okay, that's pick and pass, pick and cover, even better. So now, of course, Raj must come in, and he comes in like the best possible way, anchoring up. Okay, now Elias needs to mobilize his back checkers. He has a race advantage. He needs to get out there, out of there. Where do you play the 3? You can play 8-5, but that doesn't really improve your front position. You don't need that flexibility. You don't need that spare on the 5 point, I would say. I would come up with both men from the back. Elias is probably counting the race. 68.94. 140 for black. 20, 160, about 20 pips race advantage for Elias. I think I would have played 2 up from in the back with the 3-2. Here 2, I would play, you don't anchor, of course. Exactly, that's what I would do. Your prime game plan is to get those checkers out of there. Wow, 5-3. Do you double hit? I would be looking, I'm looking at this right away. You hit with the 5 on the 4 point and you hit with the 3 on the 5 point. Double tiger play, I guess Michi calls it in his most recent book. Opening concepts. But is it right here? I think it is. You give up your 4 prime, of course. Maybe that's too much of a concession to give up a... But the 4 prime, I'm not sure how to assess these things. My play would be double hitting. You hit those 2 checkers off the 20 and 21 point, and Elias is under immediate pressure to roll a 4 or a 5. Okay, that's... Oh, he points on the 4 point. Probably better. Probably better. Yeah, probably better. Makes a point in board. And now Elias is considering a cube. He's counting the shots he has from the bar. I cannot count these things like in 5 seconds. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 5, 2, 7 rolls, and 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. Yeah, something like 14, 15 rolls hit, but they are not immediately winning. That's one of those hits, and he has a choice. Which checker do you hit? Okay, go for this one. Probably correct. Thing is that this isn't market loss. Well, now it would be after a dance. So a fortunate sequence, or a good sequence, I would say, for Elias. Cubing from the bar with some volatility. Volatility was not that high because Raj had an anchor. He has an anchor, so getting hit is not disastrous. Of course, now with 2 checkers on the bar, the gammon rate goes up. Excuse me. So should black be able to make a 4th point in his board, that would yank up the gammons. Elias still pondering this move. Elias has impressed me over the past years as to the accuracy of his checker plays. So I'm sure he is calculating stuff. He's looking at how the high doubles play. I'm not sure exactly what his considerations are. So a partial dance by Raj, and now of course Elias will be attacking on the deuce point. I hope. He can of course make a 5 prime. Wow. I think hitting is correct. It's what I would do. You generate way more gammons. You hope to get missed. And that's what happens. Raj dances. And Elias covers. I think 13-7 is the right 6 here. So now the gammons are definitely going up at an alarming rate. Raj is happy to enter. Now, I don't think you want to get hit. I would play the 3 in board. This is a bit bold. This leaves shots which would be tough. Yeah. It's better to think twice, Elias. I would safety that checker from the 7 point. I think that's a bit bold. You leave 1, 6, 3, 4. But he escapes. I was not sure about this checker play. But of course I don't have the support of XG here, so I cannot say too much without too much conviction. So gammon's still floating in the air. Elias looks like he can stroll home. You don't leave shots. I agree with this one. And okay, why this? Why not simply 11-7? I'm not sure about this. Maybe wrong, maybe right. 13-7 is the play. I know you want to jump out of the 5 prime, but you have time to do that, and you don't want to give Elias 12 shots to increase the gammons. That's nice, brings one to the 6 point. Okay, so many gammons, many gammons. So we'll just have to see what happens here. Clearing the 8 is a nice roll. And Raj is in gammon save mode. Still, you want to be prepared to contain a black checker should you be lucky enough to hit one. Rolls like 6-6. Leaves the shot better to jump out, I agree with that. Elias is cruising home. Looks like he is now has a safe bear off. 15 roll, 15 crossovers for Elias. And how many crossovers does Raj have to go? It's 5, 7, 13, 15. So it will be a close race for the gammons. I play 6-5. Okay. Yeah. So when you're trying to save gammons, best thing to do is just put your checkers in your board as economically as possible. That means putting them on the 6 point. 6s is huge, yanks up the gammon rate. So it looks like a Raj, 4s, gives a glimmer of hope to save the gammon. Can you run? I'm not sure. That's, you see, he brings in, it's a nice play, great play. (3-1). Okay, nice. Okay. You can either play 4-2 or take a checker off. If you take a checker off, your aces play bad. That's what I can see. If you take the 2 off and you roll a 6-1, 5-1 or 4-1, you leave a shot. That's what I can see. And the other option would be to play 4-2, then you leave shots with 6-5. You have to look at how likely is the gammon now. Black has like 8 crossovers to make to get home, and white has 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, also 8. So it's close. So taking a small risk to increase the gammons looks justified to me. I have no way of calculating these things, so I would just follow the thought, when in doubt, rip off a checker. Yeah, if you rip it off, you have 6-1, 5-1, 4-1, and 6-5. 8 blood-leaving numbers, which get hit a third of the time, so that's like a third of 8 is 2.8, 2.9, 3, let's say 1 chance in 12 to get hit. Okay, I'll let Elias do the thinking here. I would rip it off. Ripping it off wins more gammons, that's for sure. I don't want to say how many more, but maybe even 4 or 5% more gammons you win by ripping off the checker. And this is probably the double match point play, but I'm not sure I agree with this checker play, but it may well be right. I'm not sure. It would be very ironic now to roll 6-5. 4-2. Yeah, now you have to take it off. Yeah, now you can take 2 off. You can play 5-1 and 1 off. Hard decisions. I'm not going to talk too much because I have no idea. I would just take checkers off without thinking too much about it. And this may well be the moment when Raj should run with his back checker. Because there are sequences where Elias is off in 2 rolls. You know, a high double followed by another one. Staying there, staying back leaves shots on what? Double 6s, double 5s, double 4s. 6-2, 5-2. Wow. I'm a bit out of my depth here. I think I would run. I think I would go. You don't want to lose the gammon, and even if you get a shot, I mean, if you get a shot after 6s, 5s or 4s, you don't gain that much by hitting. I'm not sure about this checker play. Okay, a no-brainer finally. Wow, that's a huge anti-joker, I would say. Raj paying the price for staying there, staying back, which I think is doubtful. I'm not putting my hand in the fire, but I would have run on the previous roll. Once again, it's that aces cannot escape, so Raj cannot do anything better but make the 3-point. And now, of course, you stay back, because if you can't escape, you might just as well give your opponent a bit more bad rolls. So quite some blood levers here for Elias, scary moments, but he pulls it off. Now the gammon is pretty likely. Raj needs a high number, higher than average, an 8 or more. 8 is like semi-okay. He will still need a double. A double 4 at least, is that right? 1, 2, 3? No, double 3 also works. Oh, and Elias rolled deuces to snatch the gammon. That's a huge game and a huge... yeah, it's not a swing, but a huge outcome for Elias. I think Raj will be fretting over his checker plays in this game. So 4-1 to Elias in this first round match at the Nordic Open. Hi, Paul. So a nice aces for Elias. 5-3, 6-5. Elias building a nice 4'. Again, Raj making that nice anchor. It's a better anchor than it was in the previous game. Now it's the 4-point anchor instead of the 3-point anchor. It's always a great relief if you are faced with a 4' to be able to anchor up. And Elias is in this familiar position where he has too many fives. The fives are blocked in the back, so now he has to come up and see how he plays these fives. Do you keep your midpoint? Do you keep your midpoint? I'm not sure about these things. Do you make 2 points in board? Maybe you make your 3 point and your deuce point and you leave a 3 that hits. But the blot on the bar point would be pretty safe because white will not be very happy about hitting. It's not easy, this. I'm not sure what I would do. Yeah. It's an option. Okay, don't spend 4 minutes on a checker play like this. Checker gets hit though. The 5. Okay. An option would have been to slot the bar point, but leaves too many shots, I think. And dance by Elias. Raj is pondering a cube. A question you can ask yourself always is, can my opponent take this? I think the take here is pretty easy for black, so Raj decides to wait. I would make the deuce here. Make another point in your board. And now should Elias dance, a cube might be coming. He doesn't. Where to play the 3? Wow. Wow. 2 options. You play 24-21. Or you play 6-3. 6-3 is like too ugly. This is good. I think it's good. You have equal board strength. And you need to get out of there. I agree with that play. Raj is pondering a cube. Take is pretty easy. Raj only has a threat. Once again a 4-3. Wow, once again this double tiger play is possible. Blasting the 2 black checkers off the 20 and 21 points. Raj is looking at something else. A double hit, okay. Leaving only aces and only 11 shots instead of 20. Yeah, if he had gone for the other option, it would have cost him dearly. But Elias comes in with a huge double 5 and becomes favorite right away. I think slotting the 4 point here is the best. Okay, the race needs to be counted. Black has 65, 76, 116, 122 I think black has. 122, 84, 110, 120, 121, 113. So about 9 pips up. White is up 9 pips. Volatility pretty low in this kind of position. The cube will stay in the center for at least a couple more rolls. Five one is a no-brainer, that's the one. Of course, white has a race advantage. Oh, that's a monstrous joker. Monstrous joker escaping, because I was just going to mention white's timing problems, but these timing problems have been solved by that great roll. And now, of course, it's the race which decides whether black can still take. 102, 108, 1010 for black, 110, 60, 84, 93. So it's like 17 pips. White is, according to me, 17 pips up. It's a double is pretty clear. And I think you can still take this. I would take it, even though I have a 4 point, a 3 point lead in the match. So let's count again. 62, 102, 108, 110 for black. 84 and 9. 93. 17 pips. The bar point is open. White has not much flexibility. 5 checkers on his low points. Stripped points in the outfield. Black has a pretty strong forward position. I think this is takeable. We'll see what Elias does. Paul, from the top of your head, can you say something sensible about this?
Say something sensible.
Holding game, 17 pips down, and a 4-1 lead. I'm here with Paul Gilbertson. I'm asking his expert opinion.
How many pips down? 17 pips down.
I think 17, yeah. 93, 110. He drops.
I'm dropping, yeah.
You're dropping?
On the count, yeah.
Okay.
If you're slightly closer, you've got a chance, but there's too much time to roll the big double, or even a small double.
Yeah. I'm not sure though. I think the 20-point anchor. I think you can be down quite a lot of pips. We'll have to wait and see what XG says. Okay, are both players on a break? I'll take out my laptop, put that position in XG, if I have the time. Instead of a position. Okay. And 10. Okay, cube. Take huge. Huge take. What's that? Oh. Yeah, a club, a cheese sandwich or something?
Club and Caesar salad you can take.
Or Caesar, no, Caesar salad I cannot eat, the crusts. Yeah, club sandwich or something. Yeah, great. Oh. No, I'm fine with water. Okay, so the action has started again. So in the previous game, Elias with the 4-1 lead, the 20-point anchor facing a 17 pip race deficit, had a clear take. I put it in the computer, it's about a 140 millipoint mistake to drop. Okay, so Elias decides to keep, well, yeah, I don't know what went on in Elias's mind. Maybe he doesn't know these holding, I'm not sure, I'm sure he knows these holding game cubes, but he went wrong there. I would have taken it. Okay, in the meantime, we have a 4-2 match score. Elias is 9 points away, 11 away. Still a long way to go. Okay, which 6 to play? These are hard. Okay. Three, 4. Ah, yeah. These are not easy, you know. Hitting looks like the most obvious choice. Where do you play your 3? Do you hyper stack on your midpoint? Do you... I think I would play 9-6. I would play 9-6. I don't want to be hit from there. And it's the price is not as high if you get hit from the stripped midpoint. Another option would be to safety the checker from the 16 point to the midpoint and play 22-18. Single checker back. I couldn't think for ages about these things and wouldn't be able to come up. I'm not sure what I would do. I have a race advantage. I wouldn't do this, to be honest. I have a race advantage to consolidate, and you leave so many hits and 4 blots. I think this is doubtful. Gets hit. My play would have been 16-13 and 22-18, because 6s would have hit from a stripped midpoint, and your game plan was to run. But that's just my guess. Now, of course, we are in a complicated game. 6-1. What to do? Okay, Raj is underdog in this game. He needs to increase the variance. He has multiple checkers back, so hitting off the 5 points seemed pretty good to me. This is a very great reply by Elias. What to do with your last 2 5s? I think I would play safe, right? This one, enter the 8. Very nice. Raj is hoping to establish a second anchor. Doesn't succeed in doing so. Elias needs to improve slightly, I would say, to be able to consider cubing. You hit off the 4. That's what I would do. 2 on the bar and you are fighting for an excellent point. I mean, if white rolls a 4 here, he has 2 great anchors, which is bad anyway, so right, I agree. A 3 and a 4. Great reply by Raj. On 6, the 6 jumps out, right, I agree. A careful knock on the door, thank you. What's that, coffee? Yes. Great, thanks very much. One of the advantages of commentating this match is that I get free coffee. 4-3. Anchoring up. Okay. Okay. Choices. I think making the bar point, making your own bar, is not a huge improvement. I would go for the, improve my defensive position. I think you must. Question is how. I'll let Raj figure that out. I think I would play 21-20, make the golden anchor, maybe then play 9-7 and push my clock. Yeah, thank you, Raj. I'm always glad when I make a suggestion that the players over the board who are better than I am follow it. That's another option. Raj is tempted to study this checker play, trying to extract most equity. This would be my play. And I would have pushed my clock a bit quicker. (3-1). Okay, you can double hit in your board. Or you can hit in the front, but then you don't have a good ace to play. I'm not sure about this. Could be right, could be right. Okay, nice. Could be right, could be wrong. I think double hitting in board was a good alternative. So there's the second anchor for Raj. Now has a 5-2 backgame structure, so he can attack in the front with impunity. Elias, of course, keeps hitting. Okay, we can have a very complicated and exciting game here. 3-5. What do you do? Is it worth establishing a third anchor, or don't you have the timing? Raj is happy with 2 anchors and plays an offensive game. 4-1. Okay. Let the dice dictate the rolls. 4-3. Yes. Okay. Okay. I suggest we just follow this game as it proceeds, because this is complicated stuff. I don't think I would hit here, to be honest. You can make one checker play that jumps out at me as making the, the 14 point. I'm trying to make my way home, but I have no idea how to play against triple anchors. No idea. This may well be right. 5-6. Do you play forward, Raj, and hit 22-16? Would be my play. Completely unsure as to what's right and what's wrong. Here too, no idea what to do. Do you come in on the 24 and play 18-13? Or do you keep hitting? Trick is not to spend too much time on these things. I think that only the very best players in the world would be confident in these positions and would know exactly how to play those positions. Whew. Wow. Double hitting is an option. But is that worth it? You give up your midpoint, you only have 7 checkers in the zone, but that's what Raj does, trying to create some improvement in the front. And if things go south or turn sour, you always have your 2 anchors to fall back on. 3 anchors maybe. Raj decides that re-establishing his midpoint is more important. Okay. Making the 18 point, yes. Can be right. There were other options, of course. Looks like a great roll, but how to play it? Making the 4 point is an option, or do you play your sixes all the way from the back? Or do you make the 9 point? I like this play. I like it. I hadn't seen it, but I like it very much. It would be my play now. Now that Elias plays it, I agree with it. Creates a bit of a priming structure in the front, and that's exactly what you want to do against multiple checkers back. Five-two. Once again, I think you can hit and slot the 4 point. I think hitting and slotting the 4 point would be my play. Okay. A dance. It's not a disaster, but still I don't think you're very happy. Is that if that's a 4-6, I would definitely make the 4. Question is that if you then hit on the 3 or keep your prime. I have no idea. I think I would hit. I have nobody to help me out here. No better players to share their insights. No XG to tell me what's right. Okay, Elias decides not to hit. Might well be right. A dance by Raj. I don't think this is cubable. This is not cubable. You don't have any market losing sequences. 3 ace. Now I would hit. Yep. You hit. You don't want white to make extra anchors. I would hit on the mid. Yep. Keep hitting. Right. Okay. Still not in cube territory. You need to get way closer to home. What do you do? I'm not sure. I have no idea. You can hit on the ace. Try to prevent white from establishing an anchor on the ace. Ah, there is Steen. Steen, help me out here. I have no idea. This is too complicated. Elias, black rolled 5-2. So he's facing this 5-2 backgame structure. He can make the 3 point, but then that was like my first idea, to prevent white from establishing a 2-1 backgame structure. I like it too. Yep. Yes. God, this is difficult. I think that plays okay with me. Double fives are ugly. I like this play. Just imagine white roll. Oh no, double fives. Double fives wouldn't be pleasant to play for white. Of course, you can make. What is he considering? Bringing a checker to the 6 point? Doesn't help much. Yeah, I'm not sure. So here it looks like he's playing to.
Basically, don't care if he gets hit. You would rather get hit if it's from the
Right.
point, right?
Yeah, to improve his timing. Oh.
But I'm not. And the same the other way around. Wow, can be a long game.
Yeah, yes. Complicated too. And Elias played it like this in the beginning. He could have buttoned up and played with a single checker, but he boldly hit, and suddenly we came into this multiple checker backgame game, which is way over my head. Yeah. I can make the occasional correct checker play here or there, but. So Elias, yeah, looks like, okay. If you want to hit me. I think I would hit here with white and make the 5.
Must be obvious.
Well, yeah, but yeah, where do you hit? Yeah, where do you hit?
I think, to be honest, I would hit from the 20 point to make sure you don't get stuck there behind the 4 prime.
Yeah. Okay, this one and then make the 5. So Steen Grunback is watching this game with me now. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4.
People would just play it automatically and then play the last from behind.
Yes, that's what I would do.
It looks reasonable.
It looks reasonable, but it may be hugely wrong. Maybe you are already in a position where you should pre-clear your 10 point. You don't think so? No. Keep the prime is mandatory. But I'm not sure whether making this midpoint is very good. I have no idea.
Basically, you want to make the 3 point right, if you can, I think, for the priming end.
Yeah, you slot the 3 point when you can. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, do you hit with 2s or 3s? I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you could play a 4 and slot the 3 point. Definitely,
Yeah. So
intimidate.
okay. So slotting the 3 point here with the 5. Right. Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, me too. 3, 6. Oh,
How you need to consider it? That's a good question.
I have no idea. You can make the 3 point in your board. You could play your back checker out to the 18 point.
And the only idea with that is to avoid you throwing a horror something 5-5 or whatever.
Yes. Yeah. 3, 2. Yeah.
Good question.
10, 8. Yeah. 10, 8 and 9, 6. Or do you pre-clear your midpoint? At the cost of a shot? I don't know. No idea. There's an idea behind this one, of course. This
It's too key.
this thought by Elias. There's an idea behind it.
I wouldn't have played it. To be
No,
honest. I wouldn't
but-
have played that.
the advantage is that he forces this back checker forward.
Yeah, but you don't want to drop too many checkers at least on the ace. I mean,
No, right.
I would play in front.
Yeah.
But Elias is good. I know it. So
Yeah. In a way, it's good that we don't have XG with us to assist us, so that our lack of skill becomes very manifest.
now he needs to play from the midpoint, right?
I think so.
And then he can consider if he.
Play 10-8. Mm-hmm.
I would score 2. That's what it actually is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 6-5. 6 out from the 20. And slot. Oh, he can hit. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oof. I'm not sure. This could be right and it could be hugely wrong. I have no idea. Aces. Wow. Or deuces.
I think he will shift to the 7 point now.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can hit on the ace and give you a better timing. And you
Ah,
get a
yes.
better Maybe, I think you just play up and play forward from behind. Oh,
Yeah.
that was okay. You ended on 1, of course.
I'm not sure. I mean, coming up or stepping up from the back might just as well. Yeah. No choice. And out. Okay.
But also,
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah. As the white player, I would start getting some hopes of creating some forward
yeah,
chances.
especially if you can. Your aim is to make the 4 point. That is really what you want to do now.
Are you sure?
On your own side, you would really like to have it because then you. It's not that fun to get hit too much by for black.
Okay. My first game plan would be escape now. Like, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah. Elias had a choice of sixes. I think he chose the right one to play 24-18. His both back checkers remain connected. 2. Yeah, I would leave that one slotted.
You want that point if you can make
You want the point, and there's no downside if you get hit.
this one or the one on the 12th point.
Yes. But now he has good fives. He has good 5.
Exactly.
Otherwise his 4s would be duplicated. Okay, the tables are turning. You hit and you step up from the back. No? We are befuddled.
Always different.
Very difficult. I think we need to play 16-13. Yeah, I like that. 16-13 would be my 3. And the 4-2. That would have been my checker play too. And there's a good 5. There's a 5 and the 4 out. And I'm not sure when. Oh, that's a huge roll for Elias. Huge. Establishing a nice anchor. In the meantime, Raj has built a respectable forward position. Bar point made, 3 points in board. Question is, how do you play this? He's counting the raise because, of course, playing from his most backward anchor, the 2-point anchor, is an option, but these are difficult. Yep. I like to play. I like it. 4-1. Can you slot the 3-point? Do you now hit or do you play 8-7? I'm not sure. I think I would hit. I would hit because there's 2 more blots floating in the outfield. That would be my thinking. But it could be hugely wrong. The 6 needs to jump out, if you ask me. Okay. One, 3. The race. What's the race? 63, 83, 146 for black. 146. 62. It's getting close. Race is getting close. White has a better anchor. Both players have 4 points made in front of the anchor. So the players are definitely aware of the fact that cube decisions are looming. It doesn't look like a pleasant ace for Elias to play. I think playing it to the ace point is your only option. Not a good. This is in fact a bad, very bad roll for Raj. He would have loved to jump out with his rearmost checker. He can't do it. If he played the 4, 9-5, he would have been at a loss to find an ace. question is, where does he play this for? Yeah, hitting, there's nothing else. Brr. What a game.
I have a sandwich for you, but it didn't have the club. They only had like 3 different kinds. One with salmon, one with
Salmon. Salmon is great. Yeah, salmon and cream cheese or something, yeah. No meat, I prefer. No meat. No meat. Okay. Okay, so players are fighting here. Oh, we lost the thread. Ah, I have to touch something. We have a black screen, Steen. I think Carsten told me move the mouse, but it doesn't help. It warned me 3 minutes ago. It said 3 minutes to.
the screen that switched off. Okay, you're back on.
Ah, we're back on. Okay, I'm back. We lost the screen for a moment. 5s. So Raj badly wants to jump out. He does so. He only had 4s and 6s to do so, but he managed to roll. Still, Raj is not in cube territory. Deuces is a great roll again. Well, again, it's a good roll, but it's the second time. Deuces roll out of the cup. What to do? I don't know what to do. Do you shift points or do you play 6 to 2? I think I would shift points, yep. Four, 3. Making the deuce point looks the way to go. Or is Raj contemplating running? He might well be, because by now he should be way up in the race. Let me see. 40, 53, 73, 76, 136, 136, 40, 80, yeah. So Raj is now up at least 35 pips. So running is an option. These are always very difficult decisions to make, because running off the anchor or not running off the anchor are tricky decisions. If you get them wrong, they cost a lot in equity. But I think Raj is right to run because he has a stronger board, and Elias had a blotting board. But Elias rolls a nice pick and cover roll. Raj should still be okay. 5-3 would have been great, but it's a 5-2. Still happy to come in, I would say. Where do you play the deuce? These are technical matters. Yep, I like that one. 3 to 1. You stay back with your 2 checkers. Keep the distance between the anchor. Wow, 5s are huge for Elias. That's really monstrous. It's my impression, it may be my impression, but I think that Elias is outrolling Raj for the moment. And this is definitely, I think, a pass. This is a pass suddenly, so after these monstrous jokers rolled by Elias, I don't think Raj can take this. I mean, as white, I would definitely pass. Elias is considering whether he might be too good, and he might well be too good, but he decides to cube anyway. Wow, what a game. I mean, it's not very easy to comment on backgammon if you have no theoretical foundation to hold on to. I was completely out of my depth in this game. Okay, Elias has extended his lead. He has now a 3-point lead and is leading 5-2. 4-3 split and a hit, pretty standard. Where do you play the deuce? In the back or 13-11? I think 13-11 is the better play. I think 13-11 is the better play. White is on the bar, you create another builder for the 5 points. Wow, 5-3. Not easy. Several options, all kinds of options. Okay. In the meantime, we see that Raj has 10 minutes left. And Elias probably something similar. 8 minutes only. So players should be conscious of the fact they are not really in time trouble, but they are not in the comfort zone. With 7 points on the board, we started off with 26 minutes each. To be really comfortable, players should have like something like 17 minutes left. 15, 16, 17 minutes left. So both players definitely, let's say, in the orange zone. Not in the green zone, not in the red zone, but something in between, as far as time management is concerned. It's amazing. This is a first round match, but both players are playing this as if it were a final. Standard of play, hard to judge. I mean, I cannot judge. The one mistake I am aware of was Elias's pass when he had a 4-1 lead. He had a beautiful golden anchor and a 17 pip race deficit. I checked this with Extreme Gammon. It was a great, or a comfortable, very comfortable take, which he dropped. That's one mistake I can mention. For the rest, it's anybody's guess. If these players are playing a 3.5 PR or a 4.5 PR, I have no idea. It looks like Raj is slightly favorite in this game. He's in the process of extracting his back checkers and bringing them into safety. But Elias has established a very strong forward position. Anchoring up in the back is good. I think it's good. This is a valuable anchor with a 3-point made and gaps on 4 and 5. 6-2 plays safely to the 8. Okay, a nice in-between roll for Raj. 3-2, improving the anchor, good. 2-1, wow. Yep, I agree. Black's forward structure is way too strong to volunteer shots. Where do you play the 5? It depends on the race. I'll let Elias do the counting. He should be up in the race. 51, 83, 135, 135, 58, 88, 142, yeah. Something like 10 pips only. So staying back with the black checker on the 22 point is worth considering. Yeah, I like it. Push the clock and get it over with. Maybe playing 23-18 was better, but I would have a hard time considering this. Here's another 2-1 to play. Wow, it looks like Raj is now forced to leave a blot somewhere. So he's in this familiar position where to leave a blot. You cannot play safe. Where do you leave your blot? Wow. I don't know. I don't know. I think if your race lead were higher, you could consider a kind of pay now play by playing 16-13, but it could be hugely wrong. You can play 13-11 and hit on the deuce. What does that leave? That leaves 12, 14 shots. 14 shots. Clearing the 16 point all leaves also 40 shots plus double sixes. Aha, this leaves only 12 shots. Okay, and one blot. 12 shots and one blot. Versus 14 shots and 2 blots. So playing 16-13 leaves 15 shots. 4s and double 6. Okay. This is an in-between. I think it's correct. It could be correct. Maybe 13-11 is better. I don't know. A dance. Okay, that's a big sigh of relief from Raj, who wants to cover. He cannot cover it, and he cannot safety it. So 13-8 is his only option. Okay. Hold your breath. No deuce for Elias. Now, of course, he doesn't want to step up. Okay. I'm not sure about this. I think I would have played 8-4. I'm not sure. Oh, wow. You see, now Elias has a blotting board in a position where he might still leave a shot. And that is the case. You see, now he can hit, but if he hits with an 1-6, for instance, he is left with his blotting board. And he gave up his bar point. Okay, but he's left off the hook, or let off the hook for the moment. Okay, now Raj is happy to cover his blot, but has this structure in the outfield. If you look at Raj's position, he has 3 stripped points in the outfield. I think this position is sometimes referred to as the island, something I learned from Michi. I was happy to get some lessons from Michi. This is what I learned. So white should strive to avoid these kind of positions, because now he has lack of flexibility. How to play this 6-3? Black has 2 blots in board, so that gives Raj, I think, the option to play boldly, and he should clear this point. Question is, should he do it like this, or should he play 16-13 and 16-10? Okay, he does it like this. A miss, but still a nice roll for Elias. Considering he misses, then bringing a checker to the midpoint is pleasant. Raj wants to bring this blot in the outfield to safety. He can't. Wow. Wow. What to do? My God. Deuces. You need time. You need to spend some time on this. But both players now are on the 8-minute mark. It's not comfortable. With the cube in the middle, this score, I can already feel the tension. I mean, wow, both players now below 8 minutes and difficult checker plays. I mean, in a position like this, you hope for a 3-6, which you can play like within without thinking. But what to do here? Do you make your 5 point? And then bring and come closer? Or do you make a blocking point of sorts, like here, like this? Okay, this leaves the same, what is it, 15 shots? Or 16 shots, and he gets hit. Gets hit, and where do you play the deuce? Yep, I agree with that. Alrighty, I agree. If you get missed, you are in a stronger position to cover. A hit for Raj is good, and the 3 goes to a safe place. Elias wants to come in, or we will see some ugly cube. Okay, he comes in and safeties this blood. Okay, too early for a cube, I would say. Raj wanted to escape, but he couldn't. Pick and pass is the first thing I'm looking at. Okay. Elias wants to come in and maybe hit. He has about 30% chance of coming in and hitting. He dances. Can you double this as white? It would be a bluff double, I think, because the take looks pretty very, very obvious. The hand movement of Raj betrayed some frustration. He had hoped for something much better. Wow, great entry roll for Elias. Entering from the bar and covering the blotting board, leaving Raj 6 dependent, but there is the 6. I think you continue. Continuing leaves 15 5s and double 6 and double 4. So 17 shots, and these are also 17 shots. But you get closer to home if you continue. Time is ticking, Raj. He may be considering to play 7-6. I mean, you want to unblock double 6s would be another consideration. I think this was an obvious play. Okay, Elias hoping for a 5, and he gets it. Wow. Wow. Too bad. Raj must feel slightly frustrated. He dances. This, I think, is a cube. Good. And a drop. Wow. What a game. Would be, yeah, break. I saw it coming. I saw it coming. Good time, good timing. A good moment for Raj to take a break. He can't feel happy. The dice are just not going Raj's way. Okay, I hope viewers, the 6 or 7 viewers we have all over the globe for the moment, will forgive me if I take a short break too. See you later. It's an exciting match where both players could get into time trouble. Tune in if you can. See you later.
You doing a fine job, young man.
I hope so. I keep talking. Wow, what a match! It's a great match. Oh. 6-2, 5 away, 9 away, 5 away, 11 away. Wow. Sandwich. Oh. I think we should be able to switch off the mic during the break. How? Mhm. Okay, it looks like Raj is ready to rumble. But Elias is nowhere in sight. Oh, there he is. Okay, so we are looking at a slightly lopsided score. Elias being 7 away, Raj being 11 away. Both players around the 7-minute mark. So they cannot afford to spend too much time on checker play, so they have to hope for slightly simpler games than what they have been faced with up to now. Okay. Oh, in the cup, please. Thank you. Is it okay? Oh, thank you. 6-3, there are several options. You can run all the way. You can play this one, big split and 13-10, or you can even play 2 down from the mid, I would say. This looks like the most standard option. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, just
3-1, several options. Once again, you can play 13-9, okay. Single checker back, probably a race lead as white. Of course, you do this at the cost of making your 5 points, but safety is probably your highest priority. This 5-1 is pretty easy to play. Raj wants to get out of there. He does so with the best roll available. 6-5, the Lover's Leap. Okay. Alrighty. So both players must feel a bit relieved, at least, that they have steered this game into familiar waters, or tranquil waters. Raj is doing a pip count, decides he's not there yet. So these are checker plays you can do or you can make without thinking, so at least players can breathe easily. The only thing you need to do in these kinds of positions is do a pip count. So make sure you have a good idea of a pip count. 71, 80, 106, 110, 112 for white. 62, 124. So 12 pips, I think. Quick count, my part. I think white is leading by 12. And that's a market loser. He's now leading by 32 pips. If my quick pip count was right, so 32 pips. Black needs at least double 5s or double 6s to be able to take on the next roll. 6-4, something in between, but not good enough. This is now a clear pass. Okay. So 6-3 the score. Doesn't change that much as far as cube handling is concerned. Once again, players still struggling with the clock. 6-5 run and a 5-2, 5-4 split. An option here once again is 13-6, or you can duplicate 4s by coming up in the back with the 3 and playing 13-9. Considering my time on the clock, wow, that's another option. Wow. I don't think I would have considered this. I don't think it's right, but it may well be. Elias is tempting fate a little bit because suddenly we are in a multiple checker back structure, this might well become complicated once again. Wow. Fives, I think it just, I'm not sure about that. Maybe you should just hit on the 5 point with the checker you came in with. Hard to say, you can think for ages about this and not find the right solution. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I think I would just play bar 5 and push my clock. So now we have, that's 3 5s played, I think, or no, 4 5 played, okay. 3 6, you jump out with a 6. I think I would jump out. You can hit on the deuce point and kind of duplicate 2s, but I don't think it's correct because it's 2 checkers back versus 3. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. Okay, Raj decided to keep some connectivity by running out with his rearmost checker. 5-4, pick and cover. Great roll for Elias. 3-2, a good roll or great roll also for Raj, establishing an anchor. And once again we have arrived in familiar territory, mutual holding game, and both players have a high anchor. The only thing they need to do here is to count the race to get an idea of when they should be cubing. 2-6 is pretty tricky, but hitting and jumping out, or double hitting maybe. Yep, nice. Raj sees it and decides it's okay. Okay, so Raj has now activated his back checkers. He wants to play the running game. 5-1, points on the ace, puts the checker on the bar. Elias hopes to come in with a hit. He can't. I think you'll jump out. Question is how. Okay, I like it. You're behind in the race, so you should keep this checker on the 21 point for more outfield coverage. Wow, you can lose some time with this roll. Double 5s. Wow, you can hit, yes, but you will have to leave a blot. I'm not sure if that's what you want. Okay. Looks okay, leaves 5s and 6s from the bar. Another option would have been somewhere to make the 3 point. Maybe not hit, I'm not sure. Elias finds one of the hitting numbers, gives up his anchor to hit. This increases volatility. A 3 and a 4. The 4 hits on the 4 point, I think. Not sure though. Maybe you play or you try to capitalize on your race lead by trying to escape, playing 22-18. I think that's what I would do. Elias wants to hit. Oof. Wow, my God. You can make the 5 point. You can hit, but then you can anchor with the ace. So aces are hugely duplicated. What do? Hit and lift. I think you have to hit somewhere. Yeah, you have to hit. Otherwise, white is cruising to safety and to cube territory. Okay. Raj sticks to his game plan. Wants to get his back checker into safety as quickly as he can. The race, is it worth counting? It's always worth counting, but I'm not going to do it here. 4-3, what is that? A 5-3 pointing roll. Nice roll for Elias. Raj just wants to come in. If he dances, it's no catastrophe. He would not be cubed. Okay. Hitting against a stronger board, but it has to be done. 5s and 6s hit. There's the 5, but accompanied by an ace. 5s and 1. Okay. Wow, what an exciting game once again. And it's Elias who steered the game in that direction. He had choices in the beginning, checker plays, which could have really taken the game into very easy territory. He decided to hit a couple of times. I wasn't convinced that it was the right choice, but he did so, and he ended up with this complicated game. Question is, which player has the most difficult decisions to make and will invest most time? Wow, at this score, the time is really becoming perilously close to tricky. 4-2. Okay, you make another point in board. Six, 5, you run somewhere. Six, 5. I think I would jump out with the 6 and play 8-3. Okay. Threes. Wow. What to do? What to do? Do you make the 18 point and bring 2 down from the mid? Do you keep the 2 anchors in white's board and play, I don't know what, 13-7, 8-5, 13-10? Depends on the race, so you have to count it. Players have to count it. 8-5, 109, 112, 114 for white. 106, 82, 108, 116, 136, 146. So Elias has to figure out whether 30, I think it's between 30 and 40 pips race deficit, whether this is enough to play a 5-4 back game. Okay, he makes the play which I would have made. And the question is now, when does Raj come into cube territory? Well, not really very soon. Deuces. Once again, there's the option for Elias to make the 18 point, and now he does. I think he is justified in doing so. And you make the 5 and you play 10-8. I think. Computer sometimes comes up with different things, like making the 16 point. But we don't know. I think making the 16 point was a valid option. Not sure though. Haha, this looks like a good roll for Raj. You clear the mid and you play a deuce somewhere. You don't leave a blot because of Elias's strong board. So I think it's either 8-6 or 3-1, believe it or not. Yeah, it's ugly, but it needs to be done. 4-1. Ooh, you cannot run from the 18. How funny. Yeah, okay. Wow. Raj is considering this. It might. I'm not sure what this is. Paul? Too early, I would say, but maybe with 4 points down in the match, 3 points down in the match.
It's still early days for the school, I think.
Yes.
The distribution isn't great.
No. I think you do have some market well, not many.
There's not many market leaders, but
No, pick and pass or make the 5 point.
what is the race?
the race, I'm not sure. That's hit and cover. You can hit on the 9 and cover the 3 point, or you can play safe. Difficult decisions to make with the cube in the middle. Do you step by step aim to improve your position and reach an efficient cube? Do you take a bit of risk? How many shots can you take? Okay. Yep, it might well be right. I think it's right. You don't want to leave shots here because shots would turn the game around. And this is no cube in my opinion. 6-2. Wow, it's ugly. The 2 has to go to the ace. Yeah. And the white's position becomes more and more inflexible, so now definitely no cube, I would say. Okay. Raj needs to hope for something good. Wow, that leaves a shot. Pick and pass is the best thing, leaves fewest shots. How many shots? Hard to say. 3, 4, 5, 1. About 9 shots or something. A dance. Oh. I think this was cubable, I'm not sure. Maybe it was hugely wrong to cube. But 1, 2, 3. Wow. Gee. That leaves 13 shots. You can see Raj's finger. 3, 1 and 4s, 13 shots. The other option is to leave, what is it? 6 shots plus 3, 5 and 4, 4. 9 shots. And what's the follow-up? You leave 4 more shots if you slot. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. This is getting really ugly. 4. Wow. Gee. Higher. I think the 6 need to be played from the 18 point, because if you jump out, it's a cube. Now this, Raj waits. Okay. Huh. Oops. Okay. Alrighty. I expect a cube at every turn. 2, 1. I would cube. I'm not sure. I don't know, because does black know if this is a take or not? Woolsey's law says, do you have a take? I think you do. Take is clear, according to Paul Gilbertson, who is my only support. 3. The 2 you play from the 12 point. Or you slot the ace. Slotting the ace. No idea. No idea. Maybe this is good for gammon saving purposes.
Slotting the ace is also good for gammon saving.
Yeah, that's also true. Slotting the ace, like Paul says, is also good for gammon saving purposes because you create a good ace. Should you come in with a roll that leaves an ace? Okay. So no cube yet. 5, 4, that slots the ace. Oh, can you cube this or not? I'm not sure. I don't know these things. There's the cube. There it is. Let the opponent figure it out. I don't think there are many gammons in the position, so black should not be worried about gammons. He takes. Wow. 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 What a huge roll. What a monster. Super joker. Suddenly there are some gammons in the game. Fortunately for Elias, he comes in. Raj is hoping for a gammon now. Elias should be able to save this. You bring it to the 12, so you have good 6s. Wow, what a game. Okay, I think that Elias is comfortable favorite to save, but a double would put some pressure on Elias. He should be able to save it. Yeah, 3, 4. And now, like Paul Gilbertson said, the checker on the ace makes good. Make sure that only 2-1 was bad. If there had been no checker on the ace, every roll with an ace would have been bad. Okay, wow, what a game. Not easy. 2 points for Raj, but extreme time. Well, I would consider this as extreme time pressure. The score is 8 away, 7 away, with like 2 minutes for Raj and 4 minutes for Elias. Wow, scary stuff. First round match at the Nordic here. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Was the cube given or not? No, it wasn't. So we saw in the previous game that Elias is not, he doesn't shy away from complicating games. And it looks like it has paid off because he has like about twice as much time as Raj has. Of course, I would be surprised, very much surprised to see Raj really in time trouble, but still he cannot feel comfortable with 2 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock and such a score. It's like potentially you are playing a 7-point match, well, an 8-point match being 1-0 down with 2 points. Okay. Brr. Let's have a look. Okay, Elias was thinking about something. He was probably counting the race. I was distracted here for a moment. 3-1, okay. So Raj hopes to survive this sequence. He doesn't, he gets hit. I would hit. You have to hit, I think. Yep, well done. Are we going to see another complicated game? 4-1, wow, not easy. Yeah, but the right play, yes. Well, I think it's the right play, I'm not sure suddenly. 4-3, I would, yeah. Elias could have made the 3 points as well. He decides to escape. 3-1 makes the 5 point. I don't think black has much of a race advantage. 4s is great, but doesn't safety the blot. Wow, that looks great, and maybe another checker to the 5 point. 13-5. Okay, and then you hope to survive this roll. You do. And now you will have to start counting the race. It is what? Let me see. 71, 76, 79, 105 I think for black, 105. 62, 95, 101, 126. So that's about 20 pips. So black has a 20 pip advantage if I counted right, because I'm counting here under duress. Elias taking some, I think he's up. Let's see again. Yeah, there it is. And this is interesting. If it's 20 pips, a white should drop. If it's 12 pips or less, he can take. He decides to drop. I think it's correct. So 7-5, 6 away, 8 away. Wow. Both players are shying away from extreme volatility, so this match could go point by point, and then of course your shortage of time on the clock can play a huge role. 4-1, you can make the bar or double hit. Elias doesn't think too much about it, makes the bar point. 4s look great for Raj, who goes into blitzing mode, hoping for a dance by Elias, in which case the cube would come, I think, but Elias finds a joker, establishing a fantastic anchor. And now deuces to play. Doubles are tricky, as we all know, and Raj cannot spend a minute. He cannot even spend 15 seconds, I would say. Edging closer to the 2-minute mark. But Raj, of course, it's a challenge also when matches are streamed, when matches will be commented on, when matches will be transcribed and analyzed by XG. There's always this subconscious urge or wish to play correctly, and this can consume time. Raj now below the 2-minute mark. 5-1. Okay, nice. You come in and you make a point. Good. Still, Raj is up in the race. He wants to establish, or he wants to start the back man rolling. He needs to find a 4 or an ace. Okay, the 5 and the ace needs to come out. Now he has 6s, 3s and 4s. That's what he wants. I mean, he has nothing else to do in the front. And the question for Elias now is what to do with the 5-1. I think, I'm not sure, but I would just play 13-7 and press my clock. Maybe slotting the 8-point was good, but there was no ace to play. 3-5, okay, that's good for Raj. He jumps out with a checker. 6-4 is a hit from the anchor. Great roll for Elias. 5-3 comes in at least and will have to hit. Oh no! Can you hit on the 5-point or should you just come out? I have no idea. I think you should hit. Yes, you should hit, because coming out leaves is a double shot anyway. Now the volatility is enormous and Elias is considering a cube here. Aces hit, 5s hit, 3-2, and that's it. And he waits. There's an ace and a deuce, so that's a double hit. A 5 required for Raj. If no 5 comes, Elias will be too good to double. It's a 5, it's a 2. Elias is too good to double and rolls on, of course. All these blots cannot cover. Oh yeah, he can cover, short, sorry. Covers with the 5. Now stay relaxed, and he continues to hit. It might well be right, or it might not. I don't think you play 24-18. You want to keep pressure on that blot there. 13-7 is an option. Or hitting. I think I would hit. Hitting generates way more gammons. You have the stronger board. You put 2 men on the bar, and you have like a ton of reshots should you get hit. I think hitting is correct, hugely correct. Huge roll by Raj, 2-1. Now Elias, you see Elias grabbing for the dice even before the clock is ticked. I would not allow it, personally, if I were playing. You cannot start reaching for the dice as long as the opponent hasn't pushed his clock. Elias considers that it's a volatile position and cubes. Can you take? Wow. I'm not sure. Oh, wow, what a horrible cube to have to think about this. I don't know this. 5s, 1-4, 3-4. Wow, 5-2 hits. Raj took it. I'm not sure if it's correct or not. Maybe it's a monster take. I think it was a great cube because of the because of the bluff value. Because a player like me, you know, I was like tempted to even drop. maybe subconsciously, Raj, being in time trouble, decided he couldn't afford to give away point by point. I would be very curious to know whether this was a take or not. Okay, so potentially 4 points on the board for Elias, unless Raj can find something, but he cannot. It's like the story of the match for the moment for Raj. See, okay, wow, how exciting. How exciting. The crucial moment in this game, of course, was the cube. And I still... So Elias had 5s on the bar, 3-2, 1-4 and 3-4. So that's already 19 shots. 19 shots, and even if he danced, he remained a favorite. And the 19 shots were hugely gammonish. I don't want to put my hand in the fire for this, but I think dropping was not too bad. I mean, if Raj had dropped, the score would have been 8-5, 5 away, 8 away, very playable, but not comfortable for a player who's in time trouble. So I think I have had it also. When I'm short in time trouble, let's say, subconsciously I take deeper and I cube earlier because you want the cube to go up. I don't know what went on in Raj's mind. Of course, if it's an easy take, then I apologize for all the fuss I'm making. And let's not forget that Raj still has a deuce point game, but his board is in shatters. It's a bit of an awkward roll for Elias. Shouldn't be a problem in the long run. And the most likely scenario is still for Elias to gammon Raj. Some bad rolls are possible for Raj. There's one. Wow, it looks like he will have to give up his 4 point. Wow. Oh, that's a pain now. Wow, well played by Elias. I think it's well played. Raj misses. I think you have to safety that blot, okay, and make your board. Okay. Wow, that was exciting. Elias saw that quickly. He saw the blot in Raj's board and knew that clearing his 4 point was like sacrilege. So now a lot of gammons in the air. Still the match would not be over, but it would be something like 2 away, 8 away, completely different than if Raj had just dropped. I think if I get a break, if I get the opportunity in between games here to check that position, I will. I'm unsure. Okay, Elias playing this very carefully, and he is right to do so. The gammons look assured, so maybe 5-4 was better. 3-2, clearing the 6. The gammon looks assured, so you want to play the safest play. Can Raj save this gammon? Bad rolls for Elias would be 6-5. Now bad rolls are 6-3, 5-3. So that's all. 1 in, or yep, nice. Tense moments in this match. 6-5, wow. Elias didn't want to roll this the roll before. 4-2. Just this one to the 12. Yep. And hold your breath. 6, where does the 3 come from? Okay. I can live with that. Pre-clear the back point. 2-1, horrible. aces are great for Elias. Now Raj runs and hopes for an ace. Oh, that might be a gammon saving roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or do you stay? No, you don't. Well, I'm not sure. Could have stayed. Any ace would have left a shot. No, that would have been pick and pass. Okay. I mean, it would only make the match more exciting if Raj could save the gammon. I'm not like rooting for Raj, but I'm subconsciously probably hoping for a tense match. Raj should be able to save this gammon. This would be huge. So only 3 rolls lock up the gammon for Elias. He doesn't find it. Wow, what a cube that was. Did you see the cube, Paul?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, gee. I wish they took a break so we can put it in XG. Elias cubed from the bar against a 3-point board with 5s that hit. 5s, 1-4, 3-4 and 3-2. So 17 shots from the bar with a 4-point board himself. 6-point, 5-point, 4-point, 3-point. But Raj had a deuce point anchor and another blot on the 24. So hugely volatile, and Raj took it, and I had no idea whether it's right or not. Oh my God. So 4-3, 2 down by Raj, and the slot is correct by Elias. Both players now less than 2 minutes on a score 4 away, 8 away. 4 away, 8 away. This is potentially 5-6 games. I mean, a hit from the bar, Elias, okay. I don't know what you hope for most. That's a dance by Raj. Frustration level may be rising with Raj, but there's not much you can do against rolls like this. 3s now. Okay, making 2 points in board. Raj wants to come in. He doesn't. Cubish, but not cubable because of the score, I think. I would take this as white, definitely. So a bit too early. Elias decided to wait. What do you do here? Several options. Okay, that's good. I like it. I would probably not have thought of it, but it's great to slot the bar point. It's great to slot the bar point. 4 away. At 5 away, 8 away, I snatch this cube, if the cube comes. At 4 away, 8 away, it's tricky, very tricky. Because if Raj were to take the cube and reship to 4, all the gammons would go up into smoke. Raj snatches. At a tricky score. Okay, wow. 6-4, wow. So Raj is now, that's a second cube he had to take under pressure. And it's gammonish. It's very gammonish, so this might suddenly well be the last game of the match. If Elias can win a gammon, the match is over. If the tables turn, if the worm turns somewhere in this game, I mean even a late hit from an ace point game or something, we might see a cube coming to 4. So, and you no, in the back, yep, mobility. You have strip points in the outfield, you need mobility. 4-3, wow. I think you, wow. Yeah, it could well be correct. Yeah, you have to mobilize from the back. 6-4, what do you do? I'm not sure. I have no idea. You hit and you jump out, maybe? I would need a couple of minutes to think this over and then still be unsure. This is a horrible position for these players to be in. Such a score, so low on time. Brrr. Where do you play the 6? Maybe you slot the deuce point. Can you afford to jump out with... you play 13-7. Okay. Okay, in the hope if you get hit, you can re-establish another ranker. A dance by Elias. What a huge moment. Oh, the recube may be coming. Yes, it is, of course. I agree with that recube. I agree with it. And a drop. Oh, too many gammons. Low winning, lowish winning chances for white. What an exciting match. I'm almost out of breath. This was exciting. Okay, players don't relent. They keep on playing. The score is now 6 away, 4 away. Okay, 6 away, 4 away. Okay, we know what can happen. What can happen is that if Elias cubes and he gets a recube, his stake point is about the same as for money. Also the gammon value for Raj, should he be able to recube, is about the same as for money. So it is a kind of a reasonably okay score to play. Not too tricky, I would say. Okay. I hope they will be taking a break. I'm out of breath. 6-4, you can hit. Okay, you could also consider making the 11 point, but I'm sure that hitting is better. Another dance for Raj from the bar against the 1 point board. That's the second one. And aces. Aces. You make the 11, you make the 9. Okay, good. I thought you make the 4, but you can't. 4-6. Out. Yep. 4-2. Hit and continue. Hit and continue. Or do you play 11-9 for more flexibility? Yes, that has more builders for the 5 point. Might well be right. 3. Yeah, yeah. Okay, good. You want to come in on the lowest point because you're way behind in the race for more contact value. Elias is rewarded for his bold play in the previous checker play. Makes the 5. 5 deuce. You hit. And the 5. Yeah, I can see the value of this. I can see the value. Not sure if it's right or wrong. You cannot, well, you can cube it, of course you can cube it, but he does cube it. I think this is an easy take. I'm not sure about it, but you can drop it, of course. You can drop it and play a 6 away, 3 away match score. He does. Raj does. If the drop is correct, I tip my hat to Raj, because I would be tempted to take this, especially with so little time on the clock. Okay, we have a 6 away, 3 away score now, which is much different from a 6 away, 4 away score, because now potential recubes for Raj are way more powerful than they were at 6 away, 4 away. Okay, both players established their bar point. Right, 13-7 and split is nice. 4-3. I agree with mobilizing the back checkers in this fashion. Ooh, nice one, pointing. Yep. The anchor is a welcome asset. 4s. 4s look great, but are not that great. Out with, you make the 9. I think you make the 9. Maybe with the 3 checkers. It's not easy. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think that's right. Yeah. Okay. 5-3. What do? You make the 3 point or you hit loose on the 5? I don't know. Okay. Yep. Elias is rewarded. His checker play, I think I told it in the beginning of the match. He has impressed me in recent years. His checker plays are sometimes very imaginative, sometimes hugely correct. I think his checker play is one of his great strengths. In the meantime, Raj finds himself behind a 5-point prime. Elias wants to jump out but can't. What now? Slot or safe? Safe is fine. I think safe is fine. Race? 84, 93, 96, 116, 69. The race is close, so it was too early for Elias to cube. 5-4 points. Jumping out would be great, but a dance is bad. 4s, you stay put behind prime, but you make an extra point in board. You can play it safe. It's an exciting match, team. It's a truly exciting match. How did you do? Oh, you're not playing? No, okay. Look at the time pressure. 6 away, 3 away, less than a minute or something. It's and complicated positions.
Nice.
Yes, very nice. 2, 3. Wow, cube coming. Okay. What to do? 1 checker behind the 5 prime. I think it's droppable. I think you can drop. I'm not sure. Being 3 away, 6 away. Is this a bluff double? I think the drop is okay. I think the drop is okay because the most likely sequence would be that Raj makes a 5th point in board, leaving Elias on the board against the 5-point board with only 1 checker behind the 5 prime, and still there was 7 checkers in the outfield for black, so it was gammonish. So I can live, or I agree with the pass. 5 away, 3 away now. Another difficult score. 5 away, 3 away means that the 5 away player can cube more aggressive than at a normal score because his gammon value is higher and the gammon value of the leader is lower with the cube in the middle. So definitely something to take into account. Also the recube vig for the player, for black here, is pretty low. An ugly dance for Raj. An ugly dance for Raj on a 2-point board, but Elias couldn't capitalize. At least he couldn't cover his blot, and now Raj comes in with 2 checkers and a hit. An ugly roll would have been 4s or 6s for Elias. Now both players are playing in blitzing mode. Can you believe this? A 5 away, 3 away score with both players below 1 minute. It's like almost impossible to give sensible commentary. Maybe I should wait and just not talk too much. And we have arrived in a very difficult, complicated position. No cube for Raj, no cube for, well, many blots, but Elias has a good anchor. It could be a cube, it could be, but waiting is fine. There's a hit. There's a lot of play left, and Raj keeps a cool head. He keeps a cool head. Wow, what a position again. Wow. The 6 you definitely don't play 10-4, that I know. Okay, keep hitting, right or wrong, who knows. The trick is not to think about it. Both players have to play on gut feeling and on innate knowledge. When can white cube here? Well, now, actually. Yeah, it's a clear money take, and it's a clear money take. Whether it's a clear take at this score, I'm not sure. because it's gammonish, but the winning chances for white are not that high. Another interesting position to put in the cube, in the computer. Black has improved his backgame structure to a 2-3 backgame instead of a 3-1 backgame. 6-2, what to do? Okay. Wow. Wow. To win, maybe? Or pay, yeah. Clear the midpoint now that black has a blotting board. Okay, I can live with that play. Okay. Wow. Elias does good, of course, it's correct. I think it's correct. Play forward if you can. Shift from a back game to a forward game. And he can get out. It's not that he's primed. It's not that he's faced with a 5-point prime or something. He has the 8-point anchor. Now he has established a 4 prime of his own. 2-5. I was just thinking, 5s play uglily. They have to play to the ace. Yep. 5-6. I think you slot. I think you can slot the, what's it called? The 8-point. I agree with that play. The upside is huge if you get missed, and if you get hit, it's good for your timing. 6s, wow, 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Good for black's timing, but still I wouldn't like it much as black, because in the variations where you lose the game, wow, this ugly 5. White has no more 5s to play. 5s would be bad, except a 1, no, 5s would be bad. 1-6 is fine. Wow. So black typically in this kind of position retains, I would say 35, maybe even 40% winning chances. But if he loses, it might well be gammonish. So tricky. Volatile position. Aces are huge for Raj. 4 is out. Ace is in. Okay. And now Raj just has to roll the dice and hope not to get hit. 2. Where do you play the ace? Do you pre-clear your 6-point? It's possible. Or do you take a checker off? I don't know. Taking a checker off is what I do when I'm in doubt. Out with the 1-4, I think is correct. I think that's correct. Okay. Wow. 5. I think now playing 6-5 might be correct. Because the gammon is assured anyway. I don't know how to take this. The checker off is nice, of course. Yeah, it begs to be taken off. 4-2. Okay. Wow. I think as a white player here, the tension, I don't know if the tension rises or ebbs away, because you are dependent on the dice, so there's no use getting excited. Bad rolls are possible. What is that? 5-2 clears the 6-point, huge roll, and a good roll for Raj. 4-1. Okay. 5-4 is safe. 6-5 would have been bad. Still quite a lot of block levers for white now. I don't need to mention them. Everybody can see them. 1-6 is great. The gammon is now looming large. The gammon is looming large for white. He doesn't want to... Wow, huge. Suddenly the dice gods are favoring Raj. So the gammon is now a certain thing. Wow. What a game. What a comeback. What cube action. What excitement. Raj is now suddenly 1 away, 3 away, Crawford. Wow. Games and matches can turn in unpredictable and cruel ways sometimes. Both players taking a short breather. Okay, there we go. 50 seconds versus 47 seconds. But most of the pressure has gone. I'm sure these players now can play these games with 30, 40 seconds on the clock. I wouldn't be in a panic mode. So Raj needs to win this game. He doesn't mind getting gammoned, so he can play this as a double match point game, and so can Elias. So both players should be looking at the checker plays that win the most games and not worry too much about gammons for or against. Okay, we have a mutual holding game. Running off the anchor is good, is correct here. Raj goes for it. And here you come down with a new hit, correct. You're behind in the race. White is threatening to escape or complete his escape, so you have to do something about it. Okay. Elias wants to contain this white checker. He points, okay, good. 1-3, okay, making a point in board. Elias is in containment game, okay, very nice point to make, blocking point. Raj wants to jump out, he does. Correct. If you get missed, you are happy. 5-6 is also a hit. No, 3-2, okay. Oof. I think you must come in on the, I'm not sure. I think I should come in on the 20 point if you are still up in the race. Yeah, I think that's well played. Wow, threes. Wow, suddenly the jokers come flying the other way. Raj doesn't want to dance, so he becomes underdog. If this match, what a huge roll by Elias, just run, right. He has this game locked up now. He must have a huge racing lead. I don't jump out because I'm now behind in the race. You're behind in the race. So you have to stay back. Elias is hugely favored to bring this home. You don't want to leave shots, I would say. Well, maybe making the 9. I'm not sure about this. Okay. You can breathe now in a controlled way. Yeah, do you volunteer shots? I wouldn't. If there's no need to. Wow, does this tip the balance again? You have to count on the time pressure. It's not easy. 1-2, but I think the race lead is there for Raj now. I think the race lead is there. I think it is. It now definitely is my gut feeling. So this match could suddenly be over, but it could still go to double match point. 5s now for Elias, my God. And the crowd has gathered, of course, around this table. Elias now favorite. Okay, no need to rush these plays, no need to rush. You have 12 seconds. So if Elias can pull this one out of the fire, he went from underdog to favorite to underdog. Almost 6s. 55, 61, white has 61, 50 something, I think. 51, 33, 40. So there's like 10, 12 pips in it. Elias is favorite to win this game. Match could be over in a couple of seconds, or match could still go on. 6-4. Wow. Are we in for another spectacular swing or not? Raj needs 6s or 5s. The 6 was there, but not the second one. Okay. Alrighty. 1, 2. Okay. So now Raj is definitely joker dependent. To pull this one out of the fire, I think players will take a break. 6-1, it's still possible. I would roll. You never know. You roll double 5s or double 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. It's no longer possible. Wow, that was exciting, and both players look cool. They look cool. Unperturbed, stoic. I like this kind of attitude on the board, you know, you just, like a tree in the wind, you know, let the wind blow. They don't even take a break. So we are post Crawford. Elias is 2 away, 1 away. A 6 for opening, double a take. Okay. I'm not sure if the take is correct, by the way, after a 6-4 pointing play. I would have to reread Ray Vogelen's book on this score. But actually you have double match point here. It's now all dice dependent, and players are suddenly comfortable as far as time is concerned. 40 seconds in my book is enough to play a double match point game, provided it's not, it doesn't become too complicated. Okay, Elias is favored. He has escaped the checker, and he makes the 4 point now. Has escaped the checker, has a race lead. Raj hoped for a hit, for a fly shot, but he didn't get it. What do you do? Hitting, I have my doubts, but you have to play it under pressure. Who knows whether it's correct or not. Aces are hugely monstrous joker. Elias or Raj needs to re-establish a second anchor. He can't. It's looking dismal. It's looking dismal for Raj, but these games can have ugly turns. Which anchor to make? I'm not sure. This is probably best on the edge of the prime. Probably best on the edge of the prime. Yeah, the timing isn't there to play a 2-1 back game. There's the escape. There's the escape and the 6 prime. Escape and 6 prime. Complicated game. This is exactly what I said in the beginning. These are the kinds of games you don't want to be playing with 30 seconds on the clock in double match point situation. Especially since every error is magnified by the fact that this is double match point. If you make a 30 millipoint error, you give away 4% match winning chances. So, time management wise, players didn't do well. Their PRs may be okay, although I have my doubts. Some games were really too complicated to play for a good PR. So we're still not there. I think you hit on the deuce. I think you just hit on the deuce. Kind of like hoping to be hit again, although your timing is good. Your timing is okay. Well, it's precarious, but what to do? I don't know. I would have to think. Wow. Elias now decides his timing is not good enough. He leaves the back of his prime slotted in the hope of being hit. 3-1. You cannot think these things through. Okay, Elias, what do you do? I don't know what's right. Maybe you, I don't know what's right. Maybe Elias doesn't know what's right. 5-3. Okay, there goes the board crunch. So that decreases the winning chances of Raj, but he is still in contention. He doesn't have any killed checkers yet. This game can go either way. This match can go either way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What do you want to do now? You want to jump out with the back checker. That's what you want to do. 1-4 is okay. Wow. Brrrt. Ooh, this is so exciting. You need a high number. It's not there. You have to. He had hoped for a 6. I'm sorry. All 6s. Wow, monstrous, monstrous. You are of course completely defenseless as a backgammon player, and I'm sure that Raj is keeping his cool. But still, this can still go either way. But Elias is a huge favorite. Let's the 5 out with the spare. And an ace somewhere. One of the 2 outfield checkers. Yeah, that's it. One of the 2 outfield checkers needs to play an ace. Okay. 5-1. What's that? 4-2 leaves a shot. Oh, you have to hit, I guess. Have to hit and you have to survive. Still, black has 4 checkers off and the 6 point is open, so a lot can happen. No hit by Raj. Ooh. Now Elias needs to take this checker off if he can, but he can't. Another ace could turn the table. In the meantime, of course, Elias has... And there's the hit, but Elias has 6 checkers off. Wow. Wow. I think now Raj, I don't know if he's favorite yet. He needs to slot. He needs to slot and that's it. And he becomes the favorite if Elias misses. But Elias hits huge. If Raj had been able to make his full board, he would have become favorite right away. And now he's underdog again. 3s look great. Oh my God, what a roll. Oh, how... 6-5, okay. Slotting, the 6 point is 5. What's bad for Elias? High doubles and the deuces. Deuces are bad. Raj needs a deuce. 2-4 or double deuce would be huge aces. Oh. Maybe there's no use for me to get so excited here because this is the first round match. Losing the match and it doesn't mean you're out. What's that? Safe? It's safe. It's safe. 5-4. Okay. Last roll. Only 6-1, 4-1, 3-1. 5-1 leaves another shot. Wow. How close. But still, of course, a hit is no catastrophe here because you have 10 checkers off, you are favorite, and it's a miss. Wow, what a match. What a match. There is a little Arthur. Is that Raj's son's name? Art? Alfie, yes, Alfred. I knew it was the name of an ancient English king, Alfie, consoling his dad after a hard-fought match. How can I sum up the match? The first game went to Raj, then Elias won a doubled gammon, where Raj was faced with some tricky checker plays. He could have escaped his last checker, maybe in an attempt to save the gammon. He didn't, got gammoned 4-1. Then Elias dropped a cube, which was a huge take. I put it in the computer. It was a 140 millipoint take in a holding game. He dropped it. And both players by that point were in time trouble. Well, time trouble were in the orange zone, as I would call it. And then towards the end it became hugely volatile and very exciting. The score at a certain moment was 8 away, 4 away, with less than a minute on the clock. So yeah, hard-fought battle. The dice decided in the end, and I don't feel competent to assess or guess at what players' PRs were in this match. Judging by their intrinsic qualities, I would guess they both played around 4, 4.5, but I could be way off. Okay, Well, thanks for watching this first round match from the Nordic Open. Elias Kritikos winning against Raj Jansari, and the second round bound to start, probably not too long from now. See you later, everybody.
Han är någon slags